Welcome back to the 12 Notes Podcast. I'm your host, PD Beats. Today we got Bozo.
Yes, sir. It's cracking.
Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt. I got you, fool.
This is probably going to be my biggest episode.
Yeah, don't trip. We'll get you some views, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you. So I want to see, like, how you kind of started and got into rapping and all that.
Shit. Pretty much probably like yourself, a fan of hip-hop,
Yeah.
You gotta understand, when I was a kid, it was like, I don't want to say the golden era, but it was a good era, like Pac, Onyx, fucking Ice Cube was like America's Most Wanted, you know what I mean? NWA had just broke up, so I got to see all the beefs.
Crazy.
Shit, King T, Far Side, just a lot of dope groups. The Fushnikins, I don't know if you even heard of them.
Nah.
Yeah, the Fushnikins, fuck. Das Effects, Digital, Dilated Pupils, fuck, so many just good groups, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, hip-hop, fan of hip-hop my whole life. My mom didn't buy me toys, she bought me music,
Dope.
Why, I don't know, that was just her train of thought.
Oh, you didn't even ask her?
No, I never, but back in the days when I was a kid, it wasn't like music videos weren't as accessible,
Yeah.
So I would have to stay up on the weekends. Every Friday there was a TV show that would come out on our channels, like LA channels. It was KCOP 13, and it was called what the fuck was not? I'll tell you right now. It was called something like The Basement, but it wasn't The Basement. That's BET was The Basement. Uptown. It was called Uptown Rap Videos, and it would only come out like, I want to say midnight, fool. Friday night, midnight. So I would watch X-Files, you know what I mean? And then I would stay up a little long, and my mom would notice it. And then one of my favorite rappers at the time was MC Hammer. You know who that fool is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen his videos, but he does the dancing and shit. So my mom had just bought a big-ass fucking camcorder, fool, from Dearden's. You remember when they had Dearden's or no?
Nah.
Well, Dearden's was like La Curacao, the only one that financed paisas,
Yeah.
Didn't matter where, as long as you had a paycheck, fool, you could leave out of there with shit.
Yeah.
So my mom, when camcorders came out, fool, she copped one quick, Boom. So I used to put it on her dresser, and then I'm sure like Mexican houses, our house was fucking packed, fool,
Yeah.
Nobody had their own bedroom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I slept in the room with my parents while I was a kid for a long time. So long story short, I used to mount the camcorder on the dresser, and then I would watch his videos and mimic them, try to practice the moves and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I used to love seeing myself in slow motion, You know what I'm saying? So fucking, she caught me when I was little, it was like, what the fuck, this fool, And then, because I used to I was that little kid, fool, I'm sure you have in your family too, like, mijo, come dance, and everybody gets drunk, get a circle, and dale gas, and I used to fucking do my shit,
Yeah, that was me.
So, yeah, exactly. So fucking, so she knew I was into music, fool, rap specifically, so yeah, bro, she always encouraged me to, like, whenever, I wanted something that was like music or a toy, and I would always pick music, I loved everything about music at that point, even the cases, I would read the credits, the artwork, everything was just so dope to me, So as a kid, I fell in love with hip hop, dog, and then,
So she kind of put you on.
Yeah, I don't think she realized it. Yeah. I don't really think she ever. Like I said, who knows? I don't know her train of thought. To be honest with you, to this day, it's crazy for me to think like, damn, because she would buy me hard shit, food, like EPMD Back in Business. Like I had gangster shit, like NWA, all that shit. America's Most Wanted, like fuck, America's Most Wanted. The album cover, I don't know if you remember how they used to sell CDs back then. They used to come in a big old box, so the cover art was big, and it would be the CD in there. So it was like a long rectangle, and the artwork was big. For when I used to love that shit, you used to go buy at the store, and they would give it to you like that in a case like that, and you used to open the lid, and the CD would come out. Well, I would save all the lids, all the covers, and I would staple them to my wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was hard to get posters back then of all your favorite rappers. Like I said, why she was like that, I don't really know. She died before I could ever ask her. You know what I mean? She died when I was a kid, so I never got to that age where I was able to pick her mind or ask her. You know what I mean? Like I was a kid, so. Yeah. But yeah, it was dope though. But that's basically how I started listening to hip hop, and then I went to prison. I went to jail. Just went through some shit. And I started writing music. And so that was pretty much like my real. That was the first time I ever wrote a song. I was 18 years old and I was in the county jail. So before that, I never. you know, this shit, like how we have it now, for it was hard to find studios, you know, or even afford them, you know what I mean? Like, nobody would give you studio time for like $20, $30. Right. That shit was unheard of. Fool. It was like, it was ridiculous. So, yeah, bro, at 18, you know, tragedy struck. My cousin, I have a cousin that was like a brother to me. He got murdered in the city of Bell Gardens, and that's what started me writing music. It was him dying, you know what I'm saying? And I just started writing music, and then I got addicted to it, you know what I'm saying?
Did you know, like, song format and all that?
No, I didn't. What I did was I pretty much studied a gang of... Like, I was in prison, you know, so the homies had CDs and tapes to borrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would listen to them, and then I would because I didn't even know what a bar was at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would count it as far as sentences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only way I could rationalize it was, oh, this is a sentence, this is another sentence, and and it was like 32 sentences, more or less, to make 16 bars. You know what I mean? And then that's how I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of figured it out. And then the brothers, you know, Morenos in county jail, like, they're hip to shit, so they would put me up on game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was busted with a lot of rappers like Goldie Loke, Drew Down. I was busted with who the fuck else was up there with me, dog? Suge was up there with me, but I never got to see him. You know what I mean? But there was a few rappers around that were around and shit. And you know who? That's crazy that you bring that up. I don't know if you know, fool, but back in the days there was this rapper, a Chicano rapper, that went by the name of Pitbull. And he used to run around, not Mr. 305. Yeah. This is this is from the Swami, you know. Yeah. But anyways, he used to rap with Slow Pain, you know. Slow Pain's my enemy on the guy. Well, he's dead now, but anyways, Slow Pain was big, fool, you know, back then in the streets. So long story short, I'm busted one day, fool, in the holding tanks in Norwalk, and I'm hearing the homie talking about like touring, you know, going on the road and doing shows, and I'm like, what the fuck? I had never heard a homie like talk about that shit, right? So it's very intriguing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because he was talking about doing shows up north and then having to like shoot their way out of shows, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he was talking about bitches, you know, and that was real intriguing to me. Like, damn, like these fools are traveling all over the states, you know, fucking serving hoes, you know. So I was just ear hustling him, fool, because he also stood in my enemy hood, on the other side, the other enemies, not from where Slow Pain was from, but for the other enemies. So yeah, bro, like listen to certain people like talk about just the business side really intrigued me, dog. But the way that I really walked into my first studio was because of my homeboy Stomper, rest in peace, you know? Like, we were bussed together, and he was seeing me write music, and he would hear me rap, and he believed in me from the gate, you know? He was like, fool, like, you got it, fool, you know? Because I used to tweak when I was young, you know? I was spun out, fool. And my tweaking process, bro, was like, you remember them big-ass CD books that people used to have? Yeah. Like, with the 4 CDs, big old fat ones? Yeah. Like, if I went to your pad, fool, and you had one, I would dissect your whole shit, you know. And then part of my tweaking process was like put them in alphabet order or put the hard ones first, and then I would sit, like, if you didn't mind, I'd be like, hey fool, can I take over the radio? And they would be like, yeah, ponle, you know. Fools would be like, yeah. So I'll go, fool, and just post up, you know, and fucking play DJ all night, fool, and do a line here and there, and then come back, line, and you know. That was my shit. So yeah, so I had studied intensively music, you know.
I wouldn't mind hanging around with you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, dog, that, you know,
organize just love music. My music and shit. That's fire.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and then back then it was like, that's the thing that I don't like about the present time, you know, like it's like I feel like we take good music for granted now because there's so much of it, you know? Yeah. There's so much music. We overlook a gang of real good artists. We overlook a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying? And back then, bro, it felt like even the low bottom like artists, like we were seeking to give them a chance, you know what I'm saying? Now you just look at cover art and you're like, fuck them. Or you hear a little bit, fuck it, like, oh, all right, so it's a new rapper, you know what I mean?
Because there's so many.
There's so much, bro. You know what I mean? So back then, it was like a badge of honor when you discovered a new rapper and you brought him to the hood. You feel me? Yeah. Like I remember we used to listen to Brother Lynch and X-Rated. Like I don't know, probably other people listened to him before us, but in my area, like we were one of the first ones, and I remember us like really bragging about it. You know, like oh, this is like, you know, bitches will come over oh, you never heard this shit, bitch? Like, this PN shit right here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we listen to this shit, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, dog, you know, always love music, bro, and always really been intrigued by it. You know, my dad, when I was a kid, my dad sang like mariachi style music, like rancheras, you know?
Yeah.
Heavy, you know? My dad, growing up, like, I could stay up all night for as long as he was watching me, you know? And my dad used to have a homie, a compadre that played a guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right there in my barrio, in the hood, in Pico, like, their little get down was like, Kyle, fool. And they'll post up on the porch in my pad. The compadre plays guitar while my dad gets fucking lit all night just drinking, you know? And my mom would be like, fuck it, 2 a.m, you're out there with your dad. So what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me and the homies will be running up and down the fucking block. And my dad will be out there and we'll just post up, fool, listen or chill. You know, little kid shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But music has always been a huge part of my life, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah. So it kind of runs in the family?
Yeah, well, my dad took away from me, like, you know how like somebody new to music will be shy. Like, he made it normal to me.
Right,
you understand what I'm saying?
right.
So like, even my kids, like my little boy, if you meet my son Vinny one day, I'm sure you will, because that fucker goes everywhere with me. He's a type to just like, he don't care, fool. He'll start dancing right here in front of you and rapping and doesn't, you know,
Doesn't
and
think
even if you look
twice
at him or
about it.
put the camera, he won't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
other kids might be like, whoa, people are watching me. My kids are just fucking used to it. you know?
Yeah. That's how we grew up. You know,
That's how I grew up, because that's how I grew up. You know what I mean? Same
Yeah,
shit. So,
yeah.
but I think that's good. You know what I mean? I think it's good to give kids. I believe, fool, honestly, that I believe that everybody needs a hobby. You know,
For sure.
without a hobby, like, you have no self-expression. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you know, to encourage that shit on your kids, your family members, friends, whoever, your chick, even, you know, when you get into a relationship, like, strongly push her to do some on her own. You know what I mean? I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what you do, girl.
Yeah.
Like, do something, you know what I mean? So I tend to really encourage my kids to just express themselves however they can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's important, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, if you don't have something, I think, like, you need something to be
An
passionate.
outlet. You need an outlet, yeah.
You got to. Or else you just kind of going to work every day and, like,
Yeah.
you're just like a slave in the world.
Yeah, you are. You know what I mean? You basically are. Like, you become a slave to, you know, that's the rat race, you feel me? You become
Yeah.
a part of the rat race, and that shit it's a poor existence, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've tried it before and it just did not work for me, fool. Like, I'm the type to go nuts, fool. Like, if my girl tell you at home, like, if I don't go to the studio for a week, my anxiety's through the roof, and I'm bouncing up and down the walls in the house, and everything's irritable. You know, I already fucking moved everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my girl knows, and then it's like, hey, I gotta go to the studio. She'll be like, go, fool. Like, get the fuck out of here, eh? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I think, you know, I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize. You know what I'm saying? Like, to self-expression for every human being is mandatory almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also, like, the fans, like, use you as a way to express themselves.
Yeah, for
That's why
sure.
they're such big
You
fans.
become
know
become
what I
a
mean?
vessel for a lot of people. You know.
Right, like, you speaking exactly what's on their mind, and that's why they love you so much.
Yeah,
you
most
know?
definitely. I believe that too. Honestly, yeah. That's huge. You know what I mean? To me, that's huge. I answer every DM, fool. Honestly,
Yeah.
to this day, I'll answer probably minimum of like 100 DMs a day, fool.
Yeah. You be
Yeah.
having, like, full conversations? Or
No.
just-
You know, I show courtesy. You know.
Yeah.
Once in a while, young, like, little homies will get at me, even grown men. You know. And they'll ask me questions. If I think it's a valid question, like, you know what I mean, some that I believe in strongly, yeah, I answer, fool. But am I gonna go? Because people will try to hold you ransom, fool. Like,
Yeah.
if they know you got a good heart, fool, and you're like communicative, they start trying to hit you up every. Next time you know, they're FaceTiming you, and it's like, fuck, like, chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I've already been through that and learned from it, you know. But so now I just keep it brief, and I just let them know, hey, nice talking to you. You know what I mean? Boom, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I try to. Yeah, I do. For honestly, I do answer pretty much damn near every DM. I know there's a lot that I just like delete because like I'll tap the profile and they'll just have like no posts, and then they only had Instagram for a week, and I'm like, man, something's up, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, fools. You know, enemies be on there too. You know what I'm saying? Enemies,
Yep.
bitches trying to set you up. You know,
Yep.
who knows, dog? So I just be very cautious, but I do try to communicate with people because I love to communicate with people, dog. To be honest with you, you know,
You get a lot of spam, like those.
Yeah, a lot of that shit, dog.
Followers and buy
repeatedly shit just coming in. It's like, yeah, dog. So, but social media is definitely interesting, bro. Like it's how should I say it, dog? It's almost like it's another world, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people aren't in person who they are on social media. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I find it very interesting, fool. Like, for instance, like, you know when fools are trolling you and they probably don't even know who you are, but they just, you know, want to be dicks or whatever, you know what I mean? I enjoy to, like, get in the DM and be like, so what's really going on, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, what's on your mind? What's bothering you? Like, why are you so upset, you know? And people tend to, like, be shocked for that because they expect a whole nother part of me to be like, hey, fuck you, meet up right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'll tell them like, hey, bro, like if you need to get some shit off your chest, like get at me, fool. You know what I mean? Like I'll take it, dog, and trust me, like it's not gonna be no repercussions, bro. Like I know what it feels like to want to fucking talk shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And get anger. Get it off your chest, fool. Like I'm the one. I could take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people just don't like stop answering, fool. Like nothing. I'm just like, damn, like it's very, or like when females, fool, like I'll have females, you know, I think it's pretty obvious I'm in a relationship, you know what I mean? I make it pretty clear, like I'm a family man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But females will get at me for on some weird shit, bro. Like it'll be to the extent of like, oh, I'm on my last stage of the fuck was some bitch telling me a while back, like, oh, I'm on the last stage of chemotherapy. Like, this is my last week on earth, you know? And then it'll be like, so at that point, you're kind of like, like this, like, you know? So then I feel bad because for one, fool, my mom died from cancer, you know? And my dad, you know? So I have long history with that shit, right? All right. So then they'll hook me, fool, you know? And I'll be like, hey, well, you know, stay in prayer, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Keep faith. Without faith, without work, there's no faith, you know? And then they'll, yeah, but I have 2 kids because they know I have kids. You feel me? So then I'll be like, so then that tugs at my heart too, and I'll be like, well, you know, hopefully you have a strong family and shit. And then it just goes into. So then I'll be like, come on, girl, like, first of all, you're probably not dying. Yeah. Chances are, you know what I mean? Who's gonna be on Instagram DMing rappers when they're dying? I know I fucking wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be fucking DMing family members I haven't talked to or homies I fell out with over dumb shit. You know, not rappers. You know, so yeah, fool. Honestly, but look, dog. If I was to put the Libra scale up, and I've gained more positive from Instagram than negative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I met a lot of real good people. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of people like in the industry, fool, that are like really, really doing things. You know what I'm saying? And it's become a like almost like a diamond lane for people like-minded like me. You know what I'm saying? That I have a you know, just an opportunity whenever to reach me, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I do remember is this: if I came home from prison, right? And in the pen, I didn't have social media at all, you know? Because I seen a homie get catfished by a fucking tranny, homies in the cell jacking off with them and everything, having phone sex, and then this fool finds out it's not even a hyena. So I was like, oh, that's one thing I won't be doing right there, you know what I mean? Because for a minute, fool, when the flip phones first came in, like all the homies were like on the tita, like, oh, Facebook, Moco Space, my boy, that's where you pull yourself a bitch. And I was like, I had been down a while, you know? So I'm like, oh shit, really? Like, all right. But it was interesting. But then, anyway, the gang of homies started getting catfish. Fools, I knew. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. But yeah, fool, like, yeah, dog. Social media is dope. I think it's all on you, the way you use it. You know what I mean? And your capability to like be able to grow thick skin. People are gonna talk shit, fool. You know, it is what it is, dog. But I mean, I don't know, fool. Like, I don't really think that insults over a phone are like really valid, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, you post like every day, pretty much,
I do.
right?
I do. I post every day. It's been a routine of mine because I wake up. If you notice, my pattern of posting is early in the morning too, and that's when, like, you know, this is the thing, bro. All right, let me explain to you. So, and I don't think you probably, maybe you haven't gone through this, maybe you haven't, right? But I did a long stretch. This last time was long, like the most I ever done, you know. Before that I had done 4, before that I had done 2, before that I did a year and a half. This was my 4th term in prison. But this time, bro, like it like resonated with me not being able to like do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not even like the simplest tasks, fool. Like I died for opportunities. I died to discover something new. I wanted to learn new shit. And there was just times where no matter how bad I wanted it, library, we wouldn't come to the hole. We were just on lockdown. So-and-so stabbed so-and-so, so we ain't coming out. Next thing you know, hunger strike for a year. Like, what the, you know? So, I'm still like very, I'm still very connected to that still, you know? Mm-hmm. So when I wake up, fool, I just feel like sharing, fool, you know?
Yeah.
Thoughts that I have in the morning, you know what I mean? Because I'm the type of dude, fool, like, honestly, I wake up, dog, and I look at my family sleep, fool. You know what I mean? Like, I feel blessed, fool. Like, I walk around the pad. I grab my kids, I hold them while they're asleep. They don't even, you know, I do a gang of shit they don't even realize, fool.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I watch them and I see my girl breathe and I open the window, dog. I like to see my dog sleep. Just stupid shit, you know?
Nah, I mean, from where you came from, like, that's like,
yeah. So in the morning, I'm feeling very inspired. There's another crazy thing about where I live at right now, right? So where I live at, fool, is close to an outdoor shooting range, right?
Oh, shit.
So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing before I even open my eyes, fool, a lot of times I just hear pa, pa, pa. And if you ever been to a 3 or 4 yard, it's the same. Every prison has an open range for the COs to practice at. Oh, like the fools in the tower have open range to practice. So it's the same shit in the joint, my dog. Palabra. Wow. You hear the same shit from a distance. You'll hear the pa, pa, pa. So I hear it, fool, and it always reminds me of that shit. Yeah. First thought, fool. Like sometimes it's scary to me. You feel me? I'm like, damn. Like I open my eyes quick. Like, bitch, where the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
So that adds more to my thought process. You know, I feel real grateful. I pray, you know. I feel blessed.
That's a good reminder.
It is, fool. It is. And it's crazy. Like, when it hit me, I was like, fuck, that's a fucking trip. Like, is God communicating something to me? Like, to stay focused? Like, it is, you know, I don't know. You know, is this my destiny? Like, to fucking always hear gunshots before I wake up, you know? It's very, you know, because I'm a very deep individual, fool. Like, I see things in layers, you know?
Yeah.
I don't see 1, 2, 3 steps. I see 1 and 1/10, 1 and 1/20, one, you know? I see everything in fractions, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not always as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Life is very in-depth and it's very delicate, fool, you know? So yeah, I post every morning. I like to communicate with people. I like to inspire people because I'm inspired. You feel me? You know, like, I'm sure you feel the same way too. Like, let's say when genius hits you, you know, boom, you have a strike of genius, you know, and you're just like, fuck, you know. Well, I think everything that I think is a strike of genius. You feel me? Like, I think, like, if I think something that I haven't thought before, I'm like, like, it's time to share this with the world. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I do. I like to communicate with people and because I see so much senseless bullshit on IG, you know?
Yeah.
So to me, in my mind process is like, there's a void, you know?
Yeah, but you'll be giving game and
Well, I got to. Yeah. You know, I got to. That's mandatory, dog. Like, I grew up in a lifestyle, in a structure where, like, game was just constantly being spilled, dog. Yeah. And the dummies were pointed out by the lack of them wanting to soak up game. You feel me? Like, we just, you know, the dudes I was around, grew up around, were like, if you were too tough to soak up game, or you thought you were smarter than everybody, like, fools looked at you like a crash dummy, you know? Like, it's just a matter of time, you know? I mean, that fool's gonna hit a wall, you know? So,
well, that shit lacks in music too nowadays.
Yeah, it does, most definitely, like a motherfucker. And I see that, you know, and I don't see why the other, like, not the other homies, but like anybody in music doesn't really see that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like, you don't really like study the playing field. Like, you don't see that this shit is like scarce. There's a scarcity of it. Like, and I would think that most people would lean that way more instead of like, because I find it that most people nowadays in music, fool, are just egotistical. You know, like everything's about either how tough they are or how tough their city is. And to me, it's like, that's dope, don't get me wrong, but switch it up here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like tell me something that I haven't heard, or something that my heart's desiring to hear, or maybe that I need to hear, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, to each his own, dog. I'm just on some G shit, so
they just gotta dig deeper, like, you know,
for sure.
But like, I grew up like on Ice Cube, like E40, Too Short, like Snoop. Like, they straight give game on.
I remember that line on I don't even know what song it is by Ice Cube, but he goes, because of that line, I might be your cellmate. You know?
Yeah.
And I remember when I heard that shit, I was like, whoa, like, what the fuck? Little shit like that, you feel me? Like, I remember the first time I heard Tupac say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, you know? And I was like, I was a kid, you feel me? So I'm like, what the fuck is this for me? Like, I didn't know he was talking about black women's vaginas, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what he was talking about, you know? But, fool, I didn't come to that conclusion till way later, and I was like, this fool. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, but that's the beautiful thing about music, you know what I'm saying? Bro. The communicate shit, you know?
You hear a lot of shit that you don't understand at the moment. Yeah. But, like, once you go through life and you figure the shit out, and it's like, oh.
At that point, I believe that's when you're communicating with the artist without you even realizing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because as me, right? When I write music, I write shit, fool, that sometimes people don't even catch, fool, you know? But the ones that do catch it, I feel like, like we're there, like we're here, you feel me? So that's dope too, you know what I'm saying? I think that most artists do that, you feel what I'm saying? Are looking for people to like catch what they're pitching, fool, you know what I'm saying? That's what you pray on, fool, is that people catch what you're pitching, dog, because, you know, I don't know, dog, like, for instance, myself, I use myself for example, fool, I work hard at this shit, you know? I stay dropping, you know what I mean? And a lot of times it's discouraging, fool, you know? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time, you know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like everything's falling on deaf ears, especially with our culture, our own people, you feel me? But, you know, you can't see it that way, dog. It's almost like telling the pastor that he should shut down the church because only 5 people show up instead of 100. You feel me? Like, it's not about you. It's about the message. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the message. Like, your self pity or your fucking lack of confidence has nothing to do with, you know, that thought process that you were blessed with and the opportunity for you to express it. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with you. Trust me. You know. So I think that you know, it's very important for you to just, you know, fight the good fight, you feel me? Keep you know what I mean? Keep dropping jewels, you know?
Yeah. Well, I be having issues with like certain things that I don't want to talk about because nobody's really paying attention. So like, who's gonna even hear this besides, you know, the people I do know that.
Yeah.
You know? You
gotta do it though, regardless.
So I'm talking about like certain things about my family and shit like that. Like, I'll be holding back. Like, I'll say that for later or something.
Yeah. No, you know what? I get you. You know what I'm saying? When you're saying that, because I've had that thought too. Like, man, like, even, you know, like, I just had my son, you know, and I'm thinking like, fuck, I gotta write a song. You know what I mean? Like, this food, like, my first boy. Like, I'm fucking blessed and everything. But then I'm like, like, these motherfuckers ain't trying to hear that shit. You feel me? Like, or, you know, or maybe I'll do it, but just for him. You know what I mean? Just for him, so he has it and that's it. Like, in the vault, tell my girl, look, this file is us. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You feel me? Which makes kind of sense, and you know what I mean? In that format. But no, I feel you though. I feel you, dog. Trust me. Like, shit. You know, even when I, like, you know, when I did a lot of songs, fool, like Emiliano, the first one when I dropped it, like, you know, I was really speaking up on the homies using the N-word in music, you know? And I was using it as an example. And then, you know, present day, you know, when fools like, you know, when Wack did his rant about us, I'm thinking that I'm sitting at home and I'm watching it, fool, and I'm seeing everybody upset. And I'm hearing the homie on the phone with him arguing all that shit, whatever they were doing. I'm thinking like, bro, like, I warned you about this shit 4 years ago when I dropped Emiliano. Like, this is exactly what I was trying to avoid. You know what I mean? Because I see it, you know what I'm saying? And obviously you weren't paying attention, you know what I'm saying? And obviously a gang of the homies weren't paying attention, you know what I mean? But, I mean, you know, fuck, shame if you do and shame if you don't. You feel what I'm saying?
Do you feel like doing some real shit over doing some, like, just, like, fun shit? Like, you know, like... Do you ever feel like doing like one over the other? You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
I have that issue with like most of the time, like the real shit, like you spend your heart out. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah.
When you do some fun shit, talking bullshit, talking ratchet shit, that's the ones that always.
Well, that's when you have that dilemma, what you ask yourself is like, what are you looking for? instant fame,
right?
Or are you looking for longevity? See, I want longevity.
Yeah.
That's why I have no problem with being 5 years into the game and I do 15,000 a week in views. I'm not tripping off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people, I see a lot of motherfuckers like have such a problem with it. They'll go on a promotional channel. Some fools will even buy views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or some fools will try to force you to watch their shit by DMing you it. You know what I'm saying? Or get on IG and complain about it like, man, make up scenarios like, oh, I'm blackballed, or oh, they're hating on me. Bro, this is the process, my dog.
Yeah.
Nobody hates on you, perro. Like, if anything, fucking learn from this, fool. Like, what is it that you're after? Look at the Island Boys, fool. Have you seen their shit lately? Like, they're crying all over IG. They're calling them this. They're calling, but that's, you look at 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine, you know, he hit hard as shit. Right now, he kind of for security. They're catching him at gas stations, burn it up, all paranoid and shit. You know, it's like, so, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to principles, fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you believe in? What are you really out here for? Like, if you're making music strictly for fame, dog, I mean, then you're not a musician or an artist.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the difference, dog. Like, are you an artist or are you an entertainer? Like, which one are you? You feel me?
Right.
That's when you got to come down to your principles and what you stand on. You know what I'm saying? With me, my skin is thick, dog. I gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, fool, I'm talking to myself most of the time in music, dog. Like, I'm telling myself a gang of shit I need to remember because I know my instinct, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm capable of. Obviously, I'm a fucking certified screw up, fool. Like, you know, nobody does that much time in prison if they're not fucking idiots, fool. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I am an idiot. Somewhere inside there's an idiot, but, you know, I've just grown wiser, you know what I mean? And my heart was broken a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot. Like, when I mean severely broke, fool, like, I've been broke. You know, I've been broke to the point where it's like I've had to question myself, you know, like, are you this tough, eh? Like, did you chew more than you can swallow? Can you really go to war with this fool? Can you really risk all this for, you know what I mean, what you stand on? Like, are you willing to do life in prison when you can fucking tell and get out? Like, those are all real questions that, as a man, are you willing to, like, the worst question I ever had to, like, confront was, like, are you willing to accept a man raising your child, eh? Because you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And then I have a daughter, so you got to think about that. A lot of perverts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of piece of shit fools, you know what I mean? So, you know, I've been there, dog. I've been there, done that, and so this shit to me is like nothing, fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a challenge, but it's not to where I'm just like, I'm fucking hitting my head against the wall. Like, oh, they don't love me. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro.
Take, like, people serious? Like, it's like rap beef type shit?
Nah, because I know my intentions. You know, it's like if I'm beefing with you, fool, like rapping explicit, it's like.
Do you want to, like, keep it on record?
Yeah, most definitely. I usually don't look. Put it like this. So I usually don't lay nothing lay nothing down about nobody until I've confronted them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the next resort. You know what I'm saying? It's like I try to reach out to you, and we had these conversations, and you're still playing games. Like, all right, then now we're doing this, and for the most part, dog, like. I know these people personally that I've dissed, or you know, there's only a few people I've dissed that I don't know personally. It's like Fools from Fools Gone Wild, fucking Crook One, CNG. I don't know these dudes personally, right? But I know of them, and I'm the type of dude that I'm tapped in everywhere, you know? So it's not hard for me to, like, find out who you are and what you're about. You feel me?
Yeah.
So if it's like I still live by a certain code, right? If it's a homie from a barrio and he's a sureño, like, automatically I go through the channels, you know?
Yeah.
I'll get at his hood. Chances are I've done time with some of his homies, and hey, what's up with your boy? Like, what's cracking? You know what I'm saying? If they're not from a gang, I tend to, I don't want to say like lose respect for them, but I tend to just not take them that serious because it's like they're just talking a gang of shit that they're not about. So at that point, it's kind of like, this just kid living his imagination, you know what I'm saying? Or this grown man living his imagination. There's a few rappers that I would like to get down with, though. And I know, like, if I see them in person, I'm going to press them, you know? Because I know myself, you know what I mean? I know the type of individual I am. So there's a few here and there that I know, like, if I see them, I'm not going to be able to. And that's why I haven't like diss them publicly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'd rather not, fool. Like, I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna happen, dog. Like,
sure.
There's a few rappers owe me a few fades, you feel what I'm saying? But it's nothing, even that's not that serious, you know?
Right.
Because to me, a fade, fool, I don't know how a lot of people see it this day, dog. It's just a very serious conversation, but we're conversating with our fists, you know? And that's just that, fool. Like, I'm not going to stomp you out while you're on the floor. I'm not going to cheap shot you. I'm not going to have my homies jump you. If you get the best of me, you get the best of me, fool.
Yeah, I think people take fighting, like,
way too. But that's because they never fought.
Yeah.
You know, when you fought a lot, you understand, fool.
Like, bro,
shit don't really hurt that bad, fool. And if anything, even if that fool fucks you up, he gains respect for you, dog.
Yeah.
It never fails, fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never fails.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. But honestly, fool, right now, like, I'm in such a good place, dog. Like, you know, I'm just like on my own, fool. You know, I'm on my own shit, dog. Like, I only fuck with motherfuckers I trust, fool. And you know, I see the landscape, dog, and I understand that I'm a grown man in a kid's playground. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'm that fool that got held back. I should be in high school, but for some reason, you know what I mean? I ended up back in junior high. You feel me? So, you know, I understand that part too, and I also understand that a lot of these vatos, dog, like, you know, like on the streets, bro, right? Like, we beef it, right, with our rival gangs and shit. And we might diss them and cross them on everything, but at the end of the day, fool, like, we have mutual respect for each other, you know?
Yeah.
We all know, like, any given day, one of these fools gonna drop me fucking broad daylight in front of everybody and not lose sleep over it, right?
Yeah.
So when there's that train of thought, I'm like, that's why I don't diss my enemies, fool.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, in none of my songs will you ever hear me diss my rivals, like, blatantly. Like, I did that when I was real young. I did, but now as a grown man, I don't diss them. So these fools that I do diss and go out, it's like, I've already exhausted the fact that they're fucking pussies, fool, you know? So, you know, for one, they're not gonna fight me, dog. Second, you know, they're not built that way. And third, it's like, it's a luxury to be in my position, fool, to be able to talk like that about fools, and then just keep their fucking mouth shut, fool. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fools will say, "Oh, I took the higher route," or "Oh, he ain't on my level." Like, fool, I'm on your level. Probably.
Has anybody responded?
Never, dog. Never, fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking 5-0, dog. I'm fucking Tyson, you know what I mean? In his heyday, you feel me? Like, I'm undefeated. Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is, bro. I don't know. You know, people could say whatever it is, but I mean,
how do you feel about, like, your rap skills? You think you're better than most?
I think that I'm in a certain category. You know, I think that I'm in a category of where, like, I'm more of a literal rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can write a book. I'm the type of artist that'll write a book one day. You feel me? And it'll be a good book. You know what I'm saying? Am I, like, you know, punchlines and all that shit? I don't know. I don't really, like, ever concentrate on that. You know, when I write, I spend a lot of times reading books to be exact. You know, so my writing skill is a reflection of that, fool. Like, the way authors write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a storyteller. You know. I don't want to say prophesizer because that's heavenly, but I share wisdom that I've learned from, like, the Bible. I've studied the Bible, you know, deeply. I read so many books, dog, that I just, you know, I'm more of a I don't even want to say storytelling, you know. I guess, I don't know what you would call it, dog, but I know that not too many fools. Well, I don't know too many fools that could do it how I do it. You know what I mean, or what I do. Is there better rappers than me? Fuck yeah. Like, I know a few of them personally that spit.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, you know, like I said, I'm from an era, or I grew up in an era, should I say, that was really about message, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up off self-destruction, you know what I mean? I grew up off songs like fucking Knowledge is Power, Kumo D. I grew up off shit, even Ice Cube shit. Like, you know, a lot of his music was very with a message. Tupac is still my favorite rapper, you know? So
yeah, I feel like you think about, like, No Vaseline or like Hit 'Em Up. They're not lyrically
they're not
crazy, but
they say some shit though. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Especially, like, No Vaseline. He's just, like, personal shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
when it comes to, like, diss tracks, I'm very good at that shit, fool. You know, because once again, I go back to my childhood. You know, like, I grew up in a period where, like, fool, if you weren't a good shit talker at school, fool, you were fucking dead in the water, bro. Like, fools were lethal with that shit, you know, like catch you from the blind side, like bam, like And I was a paisa type of kid, you know. My first language is Spanish.
Okay.
So you know they were on me tough in elementary. You know what I mean? Like, why you talk like that? Like, what do you mean? Like, why do you know? And this was you know. So I had to be sharp on my shit, and then I developed such a good fucking tongue lashing that's why they call me Bozo, fool. It's not because I get clowned. You feel me? It's the opposite. You feel me? Like I'm the one clowning everybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know, people use that word different ways, but you know, it is what it is. But so yeah, I mean, I think I'm a great rapper, but just in different. You know, it depends on what you're looking for. You know, what type of rap you're into. You know what I'm saying? If you like music with a message, then yeah, like I'm your guy. But if you're looking for punchlines and witty shit and all that, like I don't do that shit. If you're looking for me to like, you know, be like the Migos and write I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm just a dude that speaks from the heart, dog, and I got a lot going on in my mind, you know?
Do you ever try? Just be like, oh, let me try to get some lyrical shit off real quick.
Do I ever try?
Yeah.
I have here and there, and I've done songs where like they come with a lot of punchlines and shit like that. Because sometimes your mind just works like that, you know? Like, you know, I'm the type of artist, fool, that the beat dictates what I write.
Yeah.
More or less. You feel me? Like that beat that I got off of you, I went completely way off the fucking, my typical shit. You feel me?
I haven't heard it, though.
But it's still fun. You feel me? Like it's music and it's art, and I created something. You feel me?
Yeah.
So... But do I think I'm good? Yeah, fuck yeah, I think I'm good at what I do, dog. I think I'm great, you know what I mean? I think I'm good for my culture, you know?
Yeah,
I think I'm something that the culture is missing, our people, you know? I don't think that anybody's ever came and done what I've done so far for our people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I take a lot of pride in that shit, fool, and I understand the odds that come with that shit, but I ain't tripping, you know? Like, those odds have always been there, fool. There's always, if it ain't one thing, dog, it's a motherfucking other, you know what I mean? Like, I always tell people, and I said in a song before, like, prepare for the worst, because the worst should be happening. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
But there's some dope ass fools, dog, out there. Like, even homies right now. Like, I ran to some, like, Cujo's always been amazing to me, you know? The little homie Southside Scheme is fucking, he's another one, fool. That fool's wordplay is crazy as fuck.
You feel like anybody got the best of you on your own song?
Fuck, probably a few times.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But I ain't tripping, you know? Like, I only jump on songs, fool, with fools that I like, you know?
Yeah.
That I like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, if I like you, it's cool. You're my boy. Like, fuck it. You got me, you know what I mean? Like, that's the boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. It's like, it ain't nothing, dog. Like, I'm not like that, fool. Because I'm from a generation, too, where, like, the homie would fuck your bitch, fool. And you just had to laugh at it, fool. The bitch wasn't shit. Growing up, fool, if you cried over a hyena, fool, like you were a bond, fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nowadays, that's all motherfuckers. Fool, you take a fool's bitch, you're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in my day, it was like, you'll walk in and catch somebody piping your bitch, and you just had to, you know, pretend not to fucking... pretend that your little soul wasn't just crushed, you know what I mean? And fucking bone one of his girls, you know what I'm saying? And so forth, back and forth. So yeah, dog, nah, I don't work with films like that with my people, or even fools that I can't stand, dog. Like when fools that I can't stand win, I'm like, all right, you know, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Not a hater,
you earn that shit somehow. Yeah. Nah, fools think I'm a big ass hater. Fool, like, oh, that fool's a hate. Dog, I'm just a truth sayer, dog. I know how to call bullshit quick. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's all it is, dog. Like, you can fool these other dummies. I'm that fool in the room you're never gonna fool, dog. Like, you know, so. But I love it though. I love the, you know, the back and forth. It's all love. You know what I mean?
So when you started, did you kind of have to find your voice, like your rap voice?
Hell yeah. I think I'm still finding a lot of shit, you know, like, but that comes with like consistency, you know what I mean?
Did you like the first song you ever did?
Did I like the first song I ever did?
Like your voice?
Probably not, fool. Nah. Probably not. I'm sure. No, you know what? Let me see. The first song I ever really did, fool, was a song from a Homeboy Stompers album, and it was called Newtown, and I did kill it, fool.
Yeah.
Because I was dissing my enemies, you know what I mean? So I went in ham. I was young as shit. Just got out from the 3-yard, like, fuck it. I was going ham on that shit. So I did like it, but after that, like, I did fail, and again, like, I have a lot of songs out. Before I did my 10 years in prison, I'm just like, fuck, why the fuck is that out? You know, like, I wish somebody would take that shit down or whatever. But, you know, it's like I said, fool, it's part of the learning process. You know what I mean? If you think you're going to come into this game, fool, just a blessed rapper, like, it's not gonna happen. You know, like even the best of them have learned and coached, and you know, you gotta think, fool. Like we hit the studio, it's just us and the homies, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're signed to a major label, when you go to the studio, there's a gang of people in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a few engineers, there's producers, there's a team, and sometimes there's even songwriters when you can't fucking. You know, it's for sure they're gonna teach you the music business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, a lot of the homies, like, you know, I see them, dog, and I see like, not only homies, I say that too much, but a lot of people in general, right? Like, you know, they get in a room with their relatives and closest friends and get gassed up and think that they're on, you know?
Yeah.
What they fail to realize is like the strangers are going to decide if you make it or not. You know what I mean? So that's another process of trial and error. But like I said, dog, I'd rather fucking be at the plate swinging constantly than not to even step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Because I know eventually I'm going to hit, fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit shit over the fence eventually. You know what I mean? I just got to keep practicing, keep developing my sound, and, you know, just keep trying to be great, fool. Like, me and Ernie G from Proper Dose were having a conversation the other day, right? And we were talking about homies in the music game and why we haven't... Because we were working on that song that you gave me the beat to. The rapper that I invited, that I featured on that song is an artist by the name of Shaka Raka. That's my boy. He's an artist from a label called Fastlane. That's OT Genesis label, right?
Yeah.
So that's OT's artist or label mate, or however you want to call it. Long story short, fool, he's a homie, right? And he fucking killed the song, fool. You know, like the way he rolled the beat, boom, 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 like in and out. And I was watching him and how methodically he was doing it, and like so fast, fool. And I was like, damn, this fool's been practicing. Because that shit would have took me a few hours to like, because I would have been discovering that, not already developed it. You feel me? So he's developed this, so he's quick. So I did a few verses originally in the session, but when I went home, I'm listening to it and I'm like, damn, this fool makes me sound like a fucking... like an ABC rapper, and he's a fucking scholar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not because of wordplay or nothing like that, just by his delivery, how he writes the beat. So, fool, literally, I studied the fuck out of the song, fool, the whole night, yeah. And then I went back to Ernie's, and me and Ernie worked on it for like, it took us about a cool 2 hours, fool, to get what I wanted, you know? Because we were practicing things, doing things, changing shit up, back and forth. Ernie's giving me feedback, we're doing this and that, and after we did all that, we sat back and we were like, fuck, fool, like, we never do that shit, huh? And he's like, well, I try, fool, but most artists don't want to be coached or don't even know how to accept criticism, you know? He's all, I tell you because I know you can deal with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's the thing, fool. I told him, like, so us as a culture, right? This time I am going to use the culture, okay? So us as a culture, we think now that we've, like, developed a good ear for decent beats, and we've developed a good enough wordplay that we're automatically rappers, fool. You gotta understand, fool, like, you got rappers like E40 that have been fucking manipulating their voice, their sound delivery, words. Like, these fuckers are wordsmiths, you know what I'm saying? You got rappers like Eminem, Lil Wayne that fucking can write. Snoop Dogg shit's simple, but that motherfucker will write any beat.
Yeah.
Pocket, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this, like, we got the tools that we need to build a house, but we don't have the fucking blueprint. We haven't even drawn it out yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We pull up to the studio with drywall, tools, nails, and we're like, we're Mexican, we could do anything. No, dog. Like, you know, there's a school we have to go through first. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's what's missing, dog. You know what I'm saying? I believe that that's what's missing, like, in the culture is
we gotta get better.
We gotta get better, fool. You know what I mean? We gotta get better. Some homies are gonna make it here and there, you know, just off of genuine sound and what they're saying.
Yeah.
But are we there yet? No, we're not, dog. We're just not, fool. And you know, you gotta accept it, fool. You know what I mean? And see it for what it is, fool. You know, and that. But look, bro. But that comes from me putting money in and working around other races, fool.
Yeah, yeah.
How you gonna, dog? That's like saying, I want to start a basketball league, but only Mexicans, and I expect it to be the strongest league in the. No, dog.
Yeah.
And anything you develop or anything you want to go to, right, and learn, you gotta you gotta go through the process, fool. Like, you know, it's just the nature of the beast, dog. Start at the bottom and learn and work your way up. You know what I mean? But back to what I was saying, like the homies are just they're not making records, fool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're just getting beats and they're sitting down and they're just like, okay, let's get it. And their homies are gassing them up. Shoot a video. Fucking okay. And then shoot a video and then they're mad because they don't blow up. It's like, or they blame a gang of other people. It's like, bro, like, nah. Every trade, every career, any title in itself has a process, you know what I mean? And that's what we need to understand, you know?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I've been thinking this for a while,
right?
You know,
yeah.
Like, because everybody always asks like that question: well, how come we haven't made it? Like, we're not good enough, bro. Like,
fool, you get in a studio with King Lil G, right? You have a session with that fool. You're gonna see, you know, like what a professional does and how he's supposed to do it.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like the homie goes through a creative process, you know? And then once he's done with that process, he's done with that process. He's on to the next one. I have songs with that fool that I'm like, fuck, Flash is hard as fuck. We gotta drop it. I'm not really feeling it right now, my boy. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, the streets need this shit right now. Like, give me a few days to think about it. You know, that was a month ago, you know? And I'm just like, fuck, I want to drop this shit so bad. Like, I know, but I get it though. You feel me? Like, when you're an artist, fool, you're in another zone, dog. Like, you know, you take your creativity very, very personal, and you're very critical on it. You know what I'm saying? But I've spent money with real artists, fool. Like, you know, I've been in the studio with, you know, fools like Joe Moses. He's another one, fool. Like that fool, he does multiple things like it's nothing, fool. You know what I'm saying? So even RJ, like, fuck, I've been in the studio with RJ. Like, fuck, to see, he's another maniac, fool. I see him in the studio and I'm just like, damn, like this fucker don't even write shit neither, fool. Like, he's like, you know, they just punches in and boom, 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 and I'm just like, damn, like, fuck. And he killed my verse on my song. Like, he fucking destroyed me on that song. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, but, you know, like I said, fool, like, but look at who he had around him. YG, fool. Yeah. He was 10 summers, like, fuck, fool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are fools that they're a machine, dog, you know? So, you know, we're going to get there, dog. For sure. And it's not going to take long. I'll promise you that right now. Like, I think that within the next 2 years, fool, somebody's going to blow up fucking big. You know what I mean? But, you know, once again, it's on you, like, what you think big is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see people talk about the best rappers or who's the, you know, like, you know them posts you see, like, on the food community things, whatever. Yeah. Oh, who's the top Chicano rapper? And they'll put like King Lil G, Sad Boy Loco, and then they'll put Lil Rob and Mr. Capone. I'm thinking like, how the fuck is this even a question? Like, this fool King's been on a tear for like the last 10 years. Yeah. Sells out anywhere he fucking goes. Yeah. He's not on IG claiming to know everybody, chasing clout. Fucking dude has a store in Mexico, has a store in Hollywood. Like, how is that a question? Mm-hmm. What do these other vatos have? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you got to be able to like distinguish professionalism from amateur. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Just their skills, anyways. Like,
well, skill. You know, I think that's, you know, I think that some fools, dog, no matter how much, and I'm gonna use Capone as an example. You know, that fool's trash as fuck, dog. Mm-hmm. Like in his time, in his era, maybe he was decent. You know, like I'm gonna be real with you. I never ever bought a Capone album, single, nothing, till my homeboy Stomper fucking linked me up with him. You know, at that point I started listening to it and I was like, all right, ain't that bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I knew a few of his fucking singles. Like, to me, that Don't Get It Twisted album was his best album ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed that album. But like, you put that fool in the room with like anybody, fool, like he really can't rap, or his writing skills ain't shit. I mean, I think he could write a hell of a song to a chola. You know what I mean? Like, he has a chola's cornered, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's great, you know what I mean? It worked for him, but as far as like, you know, the skills ain't there, fool. So, you know, I mean, but then again, we're talking about entertainers, you know? Right. Like, the homie's an entertainer, you feel me? He wears a costume, he
you think the image...
come on, dog. At that age when he came out, like, dog, image was, you know, our image was strong, you feel me? Like, the whole cholo thing was like heavy, like, fuck, dog, it was crazy, you know? So, you know, he was a smart, you know what I mean? Smart businessman, you know what I mean? You know, but that comes back to like business, like intelligence, fool, you know? Like, he saw a void and he saw demand and fucking struck, fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Thump Records got behind him and it was a wrap. You know what I mean? That's all it took.
Yeah. But to consider him as like one of the.
Nah. Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. Like, name me fucking his best song.
Capone?
Yeah. Okay, so like this is what I'm saying. If we were to put King Lil G, right? Capone, Sad Boy Loco, and who else did I say? Lil Rob, okay? Who had the biggest song out of all of them?
Lil Rob.
Lil Rob, right? Yeah. Summertime, okay. Boom. Who would be second?
I guess Capone.
You think so?
Well, he was like on the radio and everything.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's say Don't Get It Twisted with that fool Twista was a fucking smash, you know? Okay. And he got Syndicate play on radio. Okay. So with that being said, right, they're both entertainers. Okay, Lil Rob and okay, let's look at their lifestyle and who has what now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that entertainer shit, it does, you know, it has a quick come up, fool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But long term, it's like, what do you stand on, fool? Like, what, right. You know, you were some that somebody put together and made money, and that was it. Like, King Lil G, like, fuck, and even Sad Boy, they're still at it. You feel me? Like, they're still relevant. They're still making music that sounds good to present day. You know what I mean? Even Lil Rob, I just saw Lil Rob with Dizzy Hollow. That shit was hard as shit. Oh, yeah. And I'm not even a fucking Lil Rob fan, but I was like, damn, that fool killed that track, video, everything. So, but you know, the homie's not doing what we think he would do. You know what I'm saying? At this point, like, I think that he would be you know, but then that shit goes back to like what we were talking about before the interview, like the homies tripping on each other, you know, like Lil Rob tried to do something, fool, that I think is impossible for our race, you know, like when Lil Rob came out, fool, he understood the gang image and how he had to carry it, and he tried to adopt it as best as he could. So he used to rock a brown rag to symbolize brown love. Yeah. But dudes up north didn't give a fuck, fool, about that shit, you know? Right. And dudes down south were like, fool, you ain't rocking the blue rag? Like, you ain't from a hood? Like, you know? So, and then people out of state loved it, embraced it, but where it mattered, you know, the love that was supposed to be there, like, to stamp them and push them wasn't there, fool. Like, your soil has to love you, fool, I think. You know what I mean? Once your hometown loves you, fool, like, you're good, fool, you know? Everybody else is pretty much easy, you know what I'm saying? And these artists are artists that didn't genuinely have the city behind them, you feel what I'm saying? Right. I think, whether it was Lil Rob or Capone, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was a detriment to their longevity, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So then again, we go back to like, are they artists or entertainers, you feel what I'm saying? And I think they fit more in the entertainer category, you know what I'm saying? They're just good for lowrider shows, fool, and fucking. No, I mean, you know, that's obviously how they see them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, and you know, I mean, it's cool, dog. I mean, it is what it is. They're happy, you know, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy for them, and fuck it. But me, I want to be an artist, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bottom line, you know.
So you've been consistent for what, like, the past 2 years?
Fuck, more than that. Fool. I've been consistent for like the past 5. Yeah. Yeah. Well, four. I'm sorry. My first year was rough. You know. Yeah. Like I couldn't afford shit. You know what I mean? I was, man, if somebody gave me a free beat, I was fucking blessed. You know what I'm saying? So after my first year, definitely after my first year. So 4 years, been consistent.
So how many projects you dropped in 4 years?
Albums, I think I've dropped. Okay, so look. So this is my thought process on albums. Okay, so albums, I've dropped 4 of them, right? I dropped on Revenge is a Promise, independently on my own. Then I signed with Fam First, so I dropped Emiliano the Beast. Then I dropped Street God 1. Then I dropped Street God 2. So that's 4 albums. Those are real albums. The projects that I drop now are EPs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're my way of dropping mixtapes. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I call them EPs because they're short, and to me they're like my mixtapes. I haven't dropped a real album since Street God 2. You know, but so I mean I've dropped 4 albums and I've dropped 4 mixtapes too. You know what I mean? EPs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's been a good, you know, my catalog's big now, you know, like my catalog's strong enough now to like generate money enough for me to keep this shit going on my own, you know. And you know, my catalog's been good to me, I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been privileged to like feature with a lot of artists that like people listen to, you know. Yeah. I've been privileged to have like good production behind me, you know, like good beats and shit, good beat selection, good engineers. So yeah, dog, I've just been consistent, and I see the value of consistency, you know? Yeah. Like I said earlier, fool, like not every song is gonna be a hit, you know, not every video is gonna fucking stream all crazy or get crazy views. But the thing is this though, dog, like no matter what, fool, you're staying connected to like people, you know what I'm saying? And people are seeing your face, you know what I mean? And people are becoming more comfortable with you, and you know, it's one of them things, dog. It's like, it's almost like trying to sell fucking car washes, you know what I'm saying? Like fools that do it house by house, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, for a long time, fool, you're gonna be knocking on doors and you're gonna be looking for customers, right?
Yeah.
But then you're gonna get to a stage where now you're just getting all your business word of mouth, and now you're getting more business than you can even fucking handle.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, that's the process that I put myself through with the music. But I take pride in my projects, fool, and I really love them. You know, like everything that I do is structured over a certain period in time in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like this last album, I had a really rough year last night, dog. You know, this Goon Ties that I just dropped, I had a very tough year, mentally, spiritually. The only thing that wasn't ever, well, probably even physically, fool, you know? Because physically, like, I had to go to war with a few people, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I how should I say it, dog? Like, I chronicalized it for the people that are closest to me in my life, that know who I'm talking about and know what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As talking about somebody.
I talk about a lot of people, you know what I mean? They know who the fuck they are, you know?
Yeah.
But that's nor here nor there, you know what I mean? That's street shit, and it'll stay there. But yeah, dog, it's like I take a lot of pride in that shit because, you know, okay, let's say, like, for instance, you get in an argument with somebody, right? And the person that you're getting into an argument with doesn't have the same morals or integrity with you. So more or less, you're arguing with an ignorant person.
Yeah.
Or arrogant. Ignorant or arrogant, right? That's usually the people that I get into disagreements with, right? All right. And usually in our lifestyle and in our culture, in our society we come from, we never really deal with it, fool.
Right.
Like, it's like we disagree and then boom, we beefing.
Yeah.
You know, there's no middle ground, right?
Yeah.
So with my music, fool, I like to think that I'm able to make a middle ground without having to confront those people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I get to tell them how they've hurt me. You know what I'm saying? How they betrayed me, because I really don't diss people in it. I just point out the failures and morals that have happened between us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I tell you, like, you know, you did this, you did that, and this is what it did to me, and this is how I'm taking it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I take pride in, like, really being able to, like, express like my deepest feelings, dog. You know what I'm saying? Without having to really be vulnerable, without having to, like, be scared of judgment. Because at the end of the day, fool, it's empowering to be able to, like, assess and observe challenges in life, fool, then confront them, and then come out of them on a positive note. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I chronicleize all that shit. I share that shit with my audience. You know, I know that my little homies in the hood are learning a lot from me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the homeboys don't talk to them the way I talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see my little homies not as pawns. You know, I see them as my fucking, my nieces, my nephews, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, all the projects that I'm doing, the titles, you know, I try to own the goon shit. Like, I am that dude, you know? And even the art form, like, I never put my face on an album cover, you know? Like, I give credit to, like, certain things, certain values, you know? Like, Emiliano the Beast was a clown was a dark clown with a mask and a hoodie, you know what I'm saying? Symbolizing myself, you know what I'm saying? In the dark place I just came out of. Street God 1 was me with my back towards the world, holding my daughter and her seeing the world, you know, from my perspective. The third album cover was it's a cross made out of 2 assault rifles, you know, and a ski mask next to it, and it says Street God 2, and that, to people that know me well, they know what that symbolizes. You feel me? So you know, it's all art to me, you know what I'm saying? Like the Goon Ties, I don't want to say I predicted this fucking Ukrainian war, you know what I'm saying? But in prison, I read about the Battle of Stalingrad. I don't know if you ever read that, but there was a fight for a certain state that was, like, either gonna end the war on a good note or Hitler was just gonna take over. You know what I'm saying? Stalingrad was the last city that Hitler had to get into to take over the Soviet Union. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But back then, like, the political stands depended if you were gonna live or not. Fool, like, people, you would get slaughtered and pretty much murdered in front of your whole family and shit if you didn't believe in the right political parties, you know? So when you go through like old archives and old National Geographic or whatever history books, you'll see a lot of families taking family pictures covering up their identity. You know what I'm saying? In order to like not be prosecuted later on, you know, by Nazis or but whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So, in present time, what are we living in now? Like now they were trying to like put division between us by like, oh, you're vaccinated or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You believe in Christ or you don't. Or you got love for the LGBT or you don't. Are you gonna vaccinate your kids or you don't? You know what I'm saying? So to me, that was another form of division. You feel me? So I feel as a parent now, like sometimes fool, like I feel like I gotta mask up and strap up to protect my kids, you know? Like I feel like they're trying to like harm my children before they can even get a chance in life, you know? So the art form was symbolic. You feel what I'm saying? Everything's very symbolic, you know what I mean, with me. So and I'm very proud of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's dope. I know that one day, you know, my family generation are gonna look back and be like, this was our fucking uncle, this is our grandpa, this was my dad, you know what I'm saying? Little homies forever are gonna, you know, eventually have my posters up, fool, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. So I don't want to do nothing with that's not symbolic, fool, and doesn't have a message, you feel me? And when I say street God, I'm not talking about myself being a street God, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, I remember Jehovah's Witnesses would come knock on your door. If you were a cholo, they looked at you a certain way. Even family members, I'm Salvadoran and Mexican. Salvadoran and Mexican people are real critical on talking shit that people don't go to church and shit. My mom never really enforced church on us too much, so we were always looked at like, you know what I mean? So I believe that their God isn't my God. You know what I mean? Because my God lived on the street with the bums, the thieves, the killers, all that shit. You know what I mean? So my God is a street God. I don't want to make that a thing. I just describe it in that form. You feel what I'm trying to say? So I'm just, you know, giving homage to God. You feel me? In however way I can, you know?
So why goons?
Goon, because I'm a fucking goon, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a goon. And what I mean by that is, like, goons are universal, you know? It's not like a cholo or a blood or a crip. You feel what I'm saying? Goons are universal, dog. And I find myself, like, I'm an individual that I get along with gangsters from everywhere. Like, you know, like when I meet G's, fool, even if they're not literally gangsters, like, but they embody that gangster, like, assertiveness and mentality. Like, because I met grown men on the job site, journeymen that are fucking G, fool, you know? Like, they're not from a gang, never grew up with no gang member, but they'll call you on your shit and then outwork you and then make you feel like a punk. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, that's goon shit. You feel me? Like, man, that fool's a goon. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the joint, there's a goon squad on the yard, you know, the 3 and 4, whatever, any prison you go to, right? They're goon squads, and these fools are like, they're considered a separate part of all the COs. Like, they're the toughest COs, you know, and they're called the goon squad. Those are the fools that come in and raid you 2 in the morning, get you out, you know what I'm saying? Those are the fools that'll kill you, more or less, you know? So there's that part of it too, you know what I'm saying? So the whole goon shit to me is like, it's a pretty much big umbrella. It covers a lot of different type of men, you know, but it's a mentality that's a goon, you know what I'm saying? Like, a goon is gonna do everything and anything to provide for his loved ones, you feel what I'm saying? And protect them, you know what I mean? So that's why I love that goon shit.
So how long are you gonna keep that going? That's it? That was the last one?
Goon Ties was my last one. So I did a series, you know, the Goon series. You know what I'm saying? So I did the Goon series. I'm over it. Now I'm going to the Hunger Games. So now I'm starting the Hunger Games. And that's going to be a whole nother series, you know? Hunger Games with a Z at the end instead of an S. And then, you know, instead of like Mockingjay or Catching Fire, I'm going to do my own volumes. You know what I'm saying? Too. But I love that. That movie to me was just fucking sick, fool. Like,
bro, I seen it the other day.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot how good it was.
It's dope. Like, no, but look at, fool. Like, dog, it's crazy, dog. Like, that's the type of world they want to push us towards. You feel me? Like, think about it, fool. Like, honestly, like, the Hunger Games ain't really that far-fetched, fool. Like, you know, there's water shortages right now in the world, so what's that going to do? Food supplies are going to shorten up. You know, now we got diseases, fool. We're not going to war like we used to before. Now it's viral, you know. Our fucking, the wars that we go to for are chemically engineered, you know what I mean? So, biologically engineered. So, you know, like, shit, we're not that far from that, you know what I mean? That's why, you know, I try to push that out there, you know what I mean? I try to, like, you know, open people's minds, dog, up to like, before it gets too late, fool, like, we have to come together as a people, dog, and really get our politics right, you feel what I'm saying? Stop tripping on motherfuckers. Look at, fool, for instance, right? We just had Donald Trump, he was our president. everybody hated how honest that fool was. Because he, you know, even I didn't like it, fool. I'm going to be honest with you, right? But I saw what he was doing. I made a gang of money during his fucking, you know, right? His presidency. Like, I think we all did. You feel me? Okay, so like, hey, bro, like, the way I saw it was like, shit, he's feeding the country. You know what I mean? Like, illegals, he was talking shit about illegals, but goddamn, every job site I went to, our raza was balling. I used to see fucking fools didn't even know English, fool, in bigger, better trucks than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Running job sites. So to me, it's like, all right, maybe, you know, I saw it as like, how should I say it, fool? It's like what he had to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you know, all presidents are puppets of a certain type of agenda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, that fool was just playing the part, but at the same time, taking care of all of us, fool. So then everybody's like, oh, fuck him, he's racist, whatever. All right, whatever, man. My bank account ain't racist, obviously. This fool's looking out. So we get fucking the opposite, fool, right? We get a fool that talk the talk. We get a fool that fucking dissed him and did all this shit. And then look at us now, fool. Yeah. Look at the shithole we're in, dog, because we're sensitive, dog. Yeah. Know what I mean? Like the world, like right now, we're just sensitive as fuck, dog. Yeah. And honestly, like this war, like that's going on right now, I kind of think like we need it, dog. Honestly, as a country, I think we need it. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to get back to them times for where like motherfuckers learn the importance and the virtue in being an American, fool. Like I don't know if people realize, but to be an American, fool, doesn't mean that you were born on the soil, fool. Right. To be an American is to live the American dream, fool. You know what I mean? To come here to prosper and to be about your country, fool. Like to nourish your country and be a part of it. Yep. And the last I saw, like our country is built on immigrants, so you can't say that our country is racist, fool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, every country and every fucking I don't know, fool. I think that every society has its failures, you feel what I'm saying? Even in your own household, dick, you know? Yeah. Like, you beef with sisters. Sometimes you'll even beef with your dad. Yeah. But you're a family, so you don't turn your back on each other. Right. And that's what people forget. Like, us as Americans, fool, we're a family, fool. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna beef, but doesn't mean I fucking hate you, dick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't disagree with me, you don't disagree. Cool, fool. You're my boy. Fuck it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why you're my friend. That's why you're my family member, because we disagree and we're still good. So, you know,
I think the internet just boosts that shit up more.
Yeah, it does, for sure.
Don't talk like that face to face.
Look, let me ask you something, fool. So this metaverse shit's coming, right? Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, NFTs, metaverse, fucking. You see all these celebrities pushing it, fool, right? All right. I'm not gonna go into no fucking metaverse, fool. Yeah. What? They're talking about, oh, you can date there, you go to concerts. Fool, I've been to real concerts. There's no way the metaverse is gonna make it better for me, fool. No way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna let you, like that's one thing that I think the social media for doing, fool. Like the social media did expose a lot of lames, fool. You know, I see a lot of people now that I thought were like, all right. Like I will never fuck with because of how they act on social media, fool. Yeah. It's like the social media it's an interrogation room, fool. No, for me it is like the platform is the detective, fool, and the people on there acting fucking goofy are fucking lames, fool, that never had no business in the real world to begin with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they could never make it without protection, without safety, without comfort, fool. You know what I'm saying? Right. So to me, it's like I see Instagram and I just take it for what it is, fool. It's a way for me to make money to provide for my family. Right. You know what I mean? It's not for me to be on there fucking living beefing with strangers and acting like it's everything. Like fuck no, fool. My life, dog, for the most part, is pretty boring, fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I like to chill, fool. My routine is like this, fool. Like, I wake up, right? I do my shit in the morning, my weird shit where I'm, like, staring at my kids and loving, you know what I mean? All that fucking shit that I do. And then it's like, all right, let's see what's going on social media. So I jump on social media for news mainly, you know? Not what fucking JoJo and TT are doing. It's for news, you know what I mean? That's the way I found out Kobe died, you know? So, you know, like, now I'm really on it, you know? Yeah. So anyways, long story short, I go through my shit, fool, and then I go into a creative process, you know? Like, do I have beats? Does somebody send me beats? Like, am I inspired right now? Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Then I do that, and then it's time to, you know, I take my kids to school. Mad dog every dude I see there. You know what I mean? I do, fool. You should, you know? Remember this when you have a kid, fool. Make sure that his teachers know what you look like and know what your handshake feels like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Always do that shit, right? So I do that shit. I pull up gangster too in my truck, knocking gangster shit.
Yeah.
Usually in slingshots, so they know I'm. I get off. You know what I mean? I don't wear a mask, so I see who's gonna tell me something and who's not. Nobody's told me shit. You know. But everything, I'm everything's a test. I'm testing shit and I'm sizing shit up, and then I go home, fool. And my littlest daughter's home, my 3-year-old. I play with her and my dogs. I make some phone calls, make some money, dog, and then I smoke. Huh. You know what I mean? After dinner, I smoke. I get high as shit. Fool, like I smoke fucking heavy. I smoke till I'm 9 out, fool. Like, and then my girl will be like, go to bed. And I'm like, no, I'm watching this shit. Like I'm you know what I mean? I'm that stubborn ass fool. Like, I'm gonna shut it up. No, I'm into it right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then fucking because I haven't been look, fool. I'm gonna be honest with you. Since the pandemic hit, I haven't really been on the streets, fool,
Yeah.
Because for one, I knew what was coming, dog. Like I knew that the fearful would be inside, and I know that the fearless would be outside. So if all there is fearless outside, I don't want to fucking go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like I like a mixture, fool. You know what I mean? Of regular people, and then then there's a fearless motherfucker. Like the fearless motherfucker is just out there. Fool. Don't give a shit what they catch, who what. And look how many fools died, fool. Yeah. All right, fools got bodied. I wasn't out there, fool. Yeah. I was home, strapped the fuck up, safe.
Yeah.
So I really stopped going out, fool. Like doing a gang of shit. Studio wise, I'm at a point now, dog, where like people want to work with me. You feel me?
Right.
So it gives me a lot of resources, and honestly, it makes it real comfortable. Like right now, I got a studio 3 minutes from my house that I go to. It's private. I don't really let it be known that I'm there. The engineers and dudes know not to talk about me being there because I like my peace and quiet. I'm at the studio when nobody is. Sometimes I'm at the studio at 8:30 in the morning, fool. You know what I mean? And I love that fucking shit. You feel me? Ernie G's always open to me to work whenever I want. So I do that. And then, like my life is pretty much based around my family and hustle, fool. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy it, fool. I love the fuck out of it,
Yeah.
I like to be able to get up, and if I feel like taking my kids to do something, we fucking do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I feel like, I'm creating, I create. If I feel like, now I have my dogs. I love my fucking dogs. I've always been a fucking huge dog lover. Like, my dogs teach me a gang of shit too, fool. They keep me humble, I see the way that they love me, and I can't help but to be jealous that I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That loyalty, that fucking undeniable, like just want to like make somebody feel amazing. Like I don't have that in me, fool. Like I mean, I probably do for my kids, but and my girl, right? But not to the extent of a dog. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm at a point for my age right now where I really like the shit that irks me, fool, irks me bad. And the shit that I love fucking undeniably, unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? There's no middle ground. Like, there's no room for like so-called friends. I've already weeded out who's with me and who's not.
Yeah.
There's no room for like chasing bitches. Like I have a solid woman. There's no room for like trying to impress motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a very, very good place. I'm comfortable as fuck. Of course, I go through the regular shit that every person does, like deaths, illnesses, you know what I'm saying, tragedies and shit like that. But I also have an understanding of that also, dog. You know what I mean? I have an understanding that like we're not here forever, fool. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna hurt, you know what I mean, to lose your loved ones and all that shit's gonna hurt. But what's gonna hurt more, fool, is if you don't live up to their expectations and the love that they had for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just in a good place, dog, and I want to share that. I want to share that with my people. I want to share that with the world, fool, if possible. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And just keep creating, fool. You know what I mean? And get rich, hopefully, Lord willing.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So, who you listening to right now?
Who am I listening to right now? You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. So, there's the homie. I've worked with them before. I know you know who they are, right? You know the producer AI?
No, I don't.
No, he has a like a it's not a group, but he has a team called LP, right? And this fool, like, he's been in the game for a minute, fool, doing dope shit. I've had a couple like strong singles with him that did real good for me in far streams, and he dropped an album. He dropped the album recently. It's called if you look him up on Apple Music, he goes under Producer AI. And the album that he just dropped is called Nostalgic, and he has like almost 30 songs on it, right? With various, I'm even on the album, with a gang of artists, fool, but the album's dope, fool. Like, I haven't been able to get past number 10, because I'm the type of artist, like I'm the type of listener that I listen to albums from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? I like to see like the creative process. See if I learn something more or less, you know? So I'm listening to that album right now. Shout out to the homie AI, producer AI. Album's called Nostalgic. Guarantee if you get it, you'll love it, you know?
I'll check it
Production, everything. Fool. He fucking knocked that shit out the park.
So he's just producing?
He's just a producer. He doesn't rap at all.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to Benny the Butcher. I listen to Benny a lot. All his shit. His whole catalog, pretty much. Larry June. I'm listening to Larry June. Who else is in my playlist right now recently? Let me see. Fuck, I've been off that Super Gremlin shit pretty heavy.
Oh yeah.
That you know what? Shout out to that fool. Like I don't know him. You probably don't even. But that energy was missing. You don't think?
Yeah.
Like that song has a certain energy, right? Yeah. Like it's a very grimy, very dark, very like. It's just so different, fool, that I miss that energy. You know what I mean? Like that shit makes me want to go fucking drop somebody, fool. Like, but I miss that energy. You feel me? Like that grimy shit. I love the fuck out of that track. His album's dope. Who else am I listening to? Let me see. Shit, I've been listening to Prayers, that Cholo God shit. I'm off that shit. I like their production, fool, reminds me of like old like Depeche Mode and all that shit, you know, and like freestyle music, you know.
Yeah.
And it's dope. I like that energy. I grew up on it obviously because of my sisters and shit, my family, you know, the females in my family. Let me see, what other homies have I been listening to though? Shit. Let me see. Who else just dropped a good project, dog? Because I go through projects and I listen to them and shit, and I take my time.
So you like still like a big hip hop head?
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, fool. Like,
that's what's up.
Shit, I you know, the thing is this, dog. Like, I think, you know, like listen to other artists is important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you learn, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I used to get at Loco Negro and I'd be like, hey, fool, you heard this new Nipsey shit? Oh, man, I'm just listening to my own shit, man. I ain't really in nobody else. And I'll be like, I'm not saying you're copying nobody, fool. I'm just saying, have you heard it? You know, like, have you heard something that you might like? Or beat production. I'm going to tell you, like, put you like this, fool, like I love trap soul beats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have never known that if I didn't fucking, you know, I still stuck on West Coast beats and just listen to West Coast artists, you know?
Right.
Like, I really went out of my way to listen to certain dudes, you know what I'm saying? And, develop certain sounds and develop certain word plays and just the way that you want to deliver your music, you know what I mean, and create your project. So yeah, I listen to a lot of shit, dog, like a lot of random music. I go back and forth from old shit to new shit. I'm not heavy on like the singing, the melodic rap. I'm not really heavy on that shit. Like I don't I don't know why, fool. It just doesn't connect with me. Maybe it's my era that I grew up on. I don't know what it is. I like bars, you know what I mean? I like grimy shit. Young Cat, I've been listening to him. Cause he remakes a lot of old shit and makes it like new, you know. But out of the homies, like shit, there's a gang of the homies doing their thing, dog. Like them kids, what's the little homie's name, fool? Suede. Suede's dope. I listen to some of his shit. Little Weirdo's dope. What other homies out there, man, that I've been listening to lately? Well, I already said Scheme's dope as fuck. He's been consistent as shit. Oh, Robs. When I discovered Robs, I right away wanted him on one of my tracks, you know? I never listened to him before, fool.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck that fool popped up on my shit. I think I was listening to somebody else, and then his album came out, that one, fuck, I forgot the fucking name of it, fool, but what the fuck's it called? It's something about where he's from, the title.
Savageville?
There you go, Savageville. Yeah. All right. That album, like, I listened to it and I was like, damn, this fool's dope. You know what I mean? So I fuck with him. Little Grifo here and there. I fuck with a few of his songs. Shit, there's so many fools doing their thing, dog. Like, it's kind of fucking hard to remember everybody. But yeah, a lot of homies are doing their shit though, you know?
Yeah. Shout
out to a gang of the homies, man, because the homies are holding it down right now, for real, you know? Like,
for sure.
If you really think about like gangster music, we're the only ones really making it, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, you know what I mean? Everybody's on some other shit, which is cool. I mean, it is what it is. It's LA, you know?
I like Mozzie.
Mozzie's dope. I don't really listen to Mozzie too much, but he's dope, fool. I listened to that album he did with YG, you know? Mm-hmm. That album was dope. Shit, who else, fool, am I listening to right now, man? But I don't know. I'm well-rounded, fool, like everybody. Yeah. J. Cole, I stayed, you know, going through his fucking catalog. Fire, yeah. That fool's always killing shit, you know what I mean? 21 Savage here and there, you know?
Like Kendrick?
fuck, I love Kendrick. I need him to fucking drop already. And I'm just like, even RJ, I'm a huge RJ fan. I fucking DM'd him the other day and I was like, damn, fool, like, drop already, fool. Like, chill, I got, you know what I mean? All right. I'm like, fuck, he dropped a single the day. I was like, damn, that's about time.
Yeah.
But I missed that energy, you know? Like, the other day I was watching YG on an interview and I was like, fuck, this fool needs to drop. You know what I mean? Like, I missed that energy that he brought to the city, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he could do it again, you know? Like, I listen to OGZ and shit. OGZ, I listen to his shit too. But he loses me too. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's having too much fun, you know what I mean? And it's dope. I get it. That's the life he's living. It's great. But, you know, like, I don't know, man. I like that G shit, you know what I mean? Like really heavy G shit, you know? So I miss the fuck out of Nipsey, though. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I've downloaded every single that they feature him on, and all these fools dropped the ball. I feel like, you know. I mean, I don't think the verses have been right, or the way they showcase him. I think Jay Stone had a cool ass song with him. I think it was called 16 or something like that. I was when I was 16. Man, that shit's hard. But yeah, fool. I mean, I listen to everybody, you know. Listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just not too much like, you know, fucking that melodic shit. Like I said, dog. It's just too emo. You know, it's too emo.
The one I really like is Lil Durk.
Lil Durk is hard, but I like the Durk before this Lil Durk. I used to listen to him when he was spit. You know what I mean? Like he didn't do the melodic shit. He's dope though. Don't get me wrong, but I used to listen to his old shit, like when he fucking had short ass hair. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been listening to him for a minute, but Lil Durk's dope. Shit. Gang, man, this fucking ridiculous. Right? I mean, if you sit here and think about it, you're like, fuck, like I forgot this person.
Well, most people when I ask that question, they just stuck like. I don't know.
I listen to Benny. I listen to West Side Gun, Conway the Machine. Shit, fuck. I listen to everybody, dog. But I would have to say that my favorite rapper right now presently is Benny the Butcher. For me. Yeah, for sure.
I like Conway better.
That Burden of Proof album to me was fucking amazing. Like, it was just such a good fucking album, dog.
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to drop this.
Yeah, he's dropping Tana Talk 4. Soon.
Soon this month. Yeah.
I'm working with him too. I got something coming with him.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I got something with him coming, fool. Strong too, watch. I'm gonna knock that shit out. I got to. You know, he's a rap god, fool. You feel me? Like,
you getting lyrical, or you just doing?
No, dude, I'm staying true to myself. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think that honestly, like, you know, he has punchlines and all that shit, but our substance is the same. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, we're on the same shit. You know, he's lived the life I've lived. I know him personally. You know what I mean? Like. Shit, like I know him like a homie, you feel me? Like, so he's good dude, fool. His whole team is fucking dope as fuck, dog. Man, they're just good dudes, fool, honestly, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, fool, I got something coming with him. I got something coming with King again. I got some coming with Spice One. I even did a song with Spice One recently, dope.
Yeah, I recorded it.
Oh, you did record? That's right, fucker. That shit was dope, huh?
Yeah.
It came out hard. I got another single coming out with artist called Dappa. He's also signed to BSF. He's out of Philly. He's dope. I just dropped a song with him. I just recorded a song with him. I got the shit with Shaka coming out. Shit, I try to put all the dope homies on this next project. Like, I got Scheme, I got Cujo, I got Player from the West. I'm gonna get Robs on it. He doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna get on it. Robs. What other homies do I have on there, fool?
What about production?
Loco Negro. Production, fool, has just been like, honestly, me shopping, fool, all day. You know, like, you know, I'll hit you randomly. You got beats, send me, you know?
Yeah.
That's the type of dude I am. Like, fuck it, send me some, and if I feel it, I copy. You know, I don't really lock myself in with certain producers no more, because I noticed that when I did do that, fool, like, I was almost forced to adapt to their sound, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so now I just fucking, you know, wherever it comes from, dog, like.
What have you done it with, like Ernie G?
Well, Ernie, but the thing about Ernie G, fool, is that he doesn't make me beats, fool.
Oh, for real?
You know, he just engineers and executive produces my albums. You know what I mean? Like, but he does his shit. Don't get me wrong. He mix masters all my shit. There is certain songs that he will take the whole beat and be like, I got something better, and then he'll make a beat. So yeah, you're right. He has produced a few songs for me, just off of scratch and shit. But the reason I go to Ernie, fool, is because, like, the best way I could describe it, fool, he does for me like what DJ Premier does for, you know, New York artists. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love to see this fool turn around, throw on the fucking headphones, start scratching fool live, you know?
Yeah.
I love to see him go into the vinyl shit and drop it like, boom, you know? And I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. And sometimes I'll be like, hey, Jizzle, like, I don't got a hook for this shit. You think of something? I got you, fool, don't trip. And then he'll do some shit, you know? And samples words here and there. And I'm just like, oh, that's just fucking, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he's been in the game so long, like, he just knows things, fool. Like, for instance, look, the other day, my homeboy Stomper passed away, right? So I've been looking for original verses of his, right, that aren't released.
Yeah.
So I finally got one. Shout out to Frank Nitty. Frank Nitty gave me an original verse, and he was like, "That's your homie, fool, from your hood." I told him, "How much? How much?" Fool. He's like, "Nah, fool, I can charge you. That's your homie from your barrio, you know." So I was like, "All right, bet." So he looked out. So I sent the track to Ernie. Boom. He hears it, fool, and fuck, fool, like he flipped the beat. He brought in a whole new beat, fool, and I was like, how the fuck did you do that shit, fool? But then I went to studio to hear his thought process, and he was just going off of one set of drums, you know? One set of drums, he heard it, and then he was like, oh, I recognize this on another hit track, you know what I mean? So he brought it, boom, and then laid it, and I was like, damn, like, it just changed the whole energy of the track. It's just doper, fool, you feel what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, that's dope, you feel me? So, you know, his wisdom, his guidance, his shit, and just his loyalty, fool, has been dope, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if I'm not with him, I'm at Fan First, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I do my shit with Steve, because me and Steve have been trying to get the label, you know what I mean, in a place where you know what I mean, it's beneficial to everybody, you feel me?
Well, you guys just got Cujo, right?
Yeah. Cujo's been with us, but he's barely gonna drop his projects this year. He has like 2 albums to drop. They're fire. I heard the first one. I haven't heard the second one. They're fire. He has dope ass features on there too. And you know, we're just waiting on Steve to get 100% back. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not doing too well, so he's getting himself together, and he'll be back, fool. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. I'm gonna keep working, putting the label on, and carrying that shit as long as I got to. Like, I'm not tripping, fool. Like, you know, I love fucking. I'm a workaholic, fool. To be honest with you, you know. Yeah. I love to work, fool. It drives me. The challenge to do something big is my calling, fool. Like, I just, you know, I take on the challenge, I embrace it, and I put my money where my mouth is at. You feel me? Fuck it. I mean, somebody gotta do it, dog, because you know, the authenticity is missing in the game. You feel me? Yeah. You know what I mean? There's too many fucking, you know, IG characters and avatars. You feel me? Yeah. So I mean, you know, somebody gotta fucking you know, just be genuine, fool, and stay humble. You feel me? And demonstrate that there's virtues in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you doing it, bro. Like,
thank you, fool. I'm trying. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, everything you do, everything you post, I'm never like, this was on some weirdo shit. Or, you know what I mean?
Nah, thank God. I can't be, though. You feel me? Yeah. Like, I can't. Like, I think dudes at my age, fool, like, they have an obligation, fool, to be mature. You know what I mean? Right. Be mature and be intelligent. Like, if you're at my age, dog, and you're like, you're trying to keep up with the kids, fool, you failed, fool, as a man, you know? Like, they're supposed to be trying to, like, keep up with you feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't be trying to keep up with them, you feel me? Like, I see a gang of fools that are allegedly, like, Chicano rap label fucking owners, and they're fucking lame, dog. You know what I mean? They're fucking embarrassing, fool, as men, dog. Like, the shit they're saying on songs, the way they carry themselves, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I'm just trying to rep for my people, dog, because I have the, you know, I've had the luxury to be around not only my people in the music game, you feel me? So when I represent us, I want to represent us well, you know?
Do you consider yourself a Chicano rapper?
Well, yeah, I have to. I mean, I have to, because by the definition of Chicano rap, I am a Chicano rapper, you feel what I'm saying? But,
well, you know, there's like a stigma to it. Like,
there is a stigma, yeah, but, you know, I mean, hey, sometimes, you know, it's almost like, it's like anything else, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, people's perceptions don't define you. You feel me? So, you know, I let people have their perception and carry that stigma until they hear me. You know what I mean? They give me that time of day. Once they give me that time of day, I know they'll see me. You know, not only will I become more interesting, but I'll open their mind up to some shit that they never thought before. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's part of the challenge, fool. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, fool, look, what's the worst thing that could happen, fool? Only my people support me. I'm cool with that, dude. Yeah. I'll still be rich as fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? If my people, my culture support me fully, fuck it, I'm straight.
So you feel like we should all be saying we're Chicano rappers?
No, I don't feel like nobody should be saying that. I don't even feel like I should be saying that, right? Yeah. But because look, fool, it's like this, dog. You don't watch a football game and be like, oh, that's black football. that's white football.
Yeah.
Nah, fool. Like they're all playing football. You feel what I'm saying? So we're making music and we're rapping. It should all be rap, fool. You know what I mean? So when they started making those genres, I don't even know or who the fuck came up with it. You know what I mean? I'm sure it was a marketing scheme. You know what I'm saying? And it was a marketing scheme that these fuckers exploited and fucking destroyed us with, fool. Like that title, fucking fuck, fool. It's hurt us bad, fool. You know? But what's new, dog? You feel me? Like.
So you don't feel like we should like kind of separate ourselves?
You should, if you can, most definitely. Hell yeah, but I can't. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? Like I can't, fool. You know, like
no, I'm not saying I'm saying like how you said like that's white football or black. You don't think we should like
separate ourselves from other sounds?
Yeah,
other genre. Look, fool. If you're rapping, dog, it's rap. It's hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
If it, you know, like, but if you're doing like, how should I say, dog? Like, if you're getting more to like pop music and all that shit, then yeah, you know, you got to go into the genre you're in. You feel me?
Some people say like, oh, we should focus on our own people, our own culture, and build our own little.
But that's gonna happen regardless. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how do you build something for create music and then make it to where you can exclude people? You really can't. Fool, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like, you know, it's something that just naturally happens. Fool, people that love music, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
So I mean,
like I heard like Whack on that shit. He's saying you guys should make your own app for your, you know, for your people.
Well, that's a platform. You feel what I'm saying? I understand that. I understand when he says that. Like, we should be having platforms to cater to our own people. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like why can't we just be on? Why can't it just be like all mixed? Like why? Why do we have to build our own shit to be successful?
You could, fool. You definitely could, and people have done it in the past. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cypress Hill did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's be real. Kid Frost did it. You know. Shit. A gang of fucking Raza rappers have done it, fool. The thing is that you know, like I said, fool. It's almost like we're always 10 steps behind one way or another. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's like we always miss it just by the mark. But that comes back to like what I was telling you earlier, dog. It's like you can't be afraid to do shit, fool, and fail. You know?
Yeah.
Our people have so much pride, fool, that they're afraid to fail, dog, in front of others. You know what I mean? Or even in front of each other, or even to themselves, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like our people have to step out of that box, fool. You know what I mean? And then our people like tend to think that by copying, you know, other people, like they're gonna fool. Like you're not. I don't give a fuck how cool you think you, dog. That's just not gonna happen, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's not gonna fucking happen, fool. Like it's not, dog, and it shouldn't happen. You feel me?
Do you think they take it too far?
Hell yeah, the homies, come on, dog. I hang around Morenos, dog. Like I know I got friends that are black, fool. Like they don't even talk like like some of the homies do right now. You know, like damn, some of the homies put
every other word is N-word.
Fuck, fool. It's like like you're fucking, you know. But then again, fool, like they're trends, dog. You understand, you know? Yeah. Trends come and go. That's just a trend that's in right now. And trust me, it will fade away. It's already fading away, honestly.
Yeah, I said this the other day. I was talking to Robs. I was like, maybe like 5-10 years from now, we're going to look back and laugh at ourselves.
We are.
Like
trust
me. Like they do with fashion.
Fool, I'm going to tell you something, fool. When I was growing up, I remember being in, I think it was elementary, fool. And motherfuckers were wearing bicycle shorts.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wearing bicycle shorts, fool, and even gang members were wearing jerseys that were like fishnet stocking ones. Yeah. You remember those?
Yeah.
They were like completely see-through.
Yeah.
And you know, and now it's like, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, every culture goes through, you know, trends and shit and dumb shit and, you know, and all that shit. Just like breakdancing came and went, you know. Just like disco came and went. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this shit will come and go too, because eventually more whacks are going to speak out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Whack was just being honest, fool.
Yeah.
What did he say? All I know is to protect, what did he say? All I know is how to protect the home. He said, y'all want to come in here with a smiley face, get in, and then push us out. He's all, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to protect. And you got to understand, homie, like, he's just voicing what other motherfuckers think, fool. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they think that if you're exploiting their culture, fool? You can't even come in with your own shit. You are stealing their shit.
Right.
So they should feel that way, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah.
Like I would feel that way, fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
if you're adapting if you're adapting it to the point where you're taking like our slave name of endearment, fool.
Well,
how did it happen?
No, I was gonna say, because I've seen this before. Like, how do you feel like when black people act like us?
When black people act like us, I think it's different, fool. Because, look, fool, it's like this, bro. Like, so when I run into homies that are morenos, right, and they fuck with us, typically, fool, when you conversate with them and you get to meet them, it's not because they wanted to be like us, fool. Right. It's because they either lived around majority of us, or their nana or their mom or something is one of us, fool. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have love. It's not because they live in fucking. Come on, homie. Like, let's be real, dog. Like, how many look it. I hate to,
Yeah.
For instance, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, fool. And this is no disrespect. People might take it as disrespect. They might take it as disrespect. But like the little homie Peso, right? Little homie Peso, the rapper. He's from Maywood, bro.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, he says it he said it publicly. Yeah. He's from Maywood, right? All right. The other little homie Suede, he's from HP. Come on, bro. Like I said, no disrespect to little homies. I know this is, that's they're in that era. They think that that's cool and that's their slang. It's cool, right? But it's not genuine, dog. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, they're not. Come on, homie. Like, it's HP and Maywood. That's raza like a motherfucker, bro. Like, yeah. I know because all my girl's whole family's from Florence, fool. And then my whole family grew up in HP and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been going through HP my whole life since I was a kid, Maywood also, fool, So, I mean, and look, they're both talented, right?
Yeah.
Both dope. They can both rap. They got swagger to them. You know what I mean? The streets are fucking with them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They sell out shows. So when they look at it, at the perspective of it, they're like, shit, Bozo's stupid. Huh. We do the numbers he does in views in fucking 1 hour, and he does them in 1 day. You know what I'm saying? So when they look at the numbers and they see the attention of the world that they're getting from it, they feel like they're justified. You know what I mean? They're just like, yeah. They don't realize, fool, that the people complimenting them, fool, are people that are gonna compliment the next dummy that does some dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying? You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. They're not people of substance, fool. And you tell me, it's an old saying, dog. Birds of a feather flock together, dog.
Right.
When you show up to one of my shows, fool, I guarantee you, fool, you're gonna see nothing but G's in that bitch, fool. Yeah. I know because I've done them before. You know what I mean? And when you go to one of my shows, fool, like, fool. You know what I mean? You're not around a bunch of fucking little Nickelodeon kids, fool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're around a lot of real fucking dudes, and there's a lot of guns in the parking lot, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you get into it at a parking lot at my show, fool, like, it's a wrap, fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and you're not gonna act up in the bathroom, none of this stupid shit, So, I mean, but like I said, dog, it's a learning process for them. I'm sure, you know what I mean? They'll figure it out. And if they don't, and if that works for them and it feeds their family, fuck it, God bless them, fool. All I know is that I can't do that, you know what I mean? All I know is that I don't believe in that. You feel what I'm saying?
So where do you think it comes from? Just like
music,
hip-hop?
This shit, the phone, dick, dog. Let me put it like this, fool. Let's go back to when you were a kid, right? And you had this shit.
Yeah.
It would have influenced you a lot different. You feel me?
Yeah.
It would have made you think a lot different. Like, the kids nowadays are growing up thinking that they gotta entertain the masses. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that the only people that should be liking them are the people in their vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all that matters. Fool. Yeah. They're more preoccupied with people that they don't even fucking know, fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that to me is a setup for failure, fool. Like, if it's that easy for you to want to, like, be liked by strangers, you know what I mean? If you care more about strangers than your soil, like, and the people that are really around you, like, there's a real disconnect between you and the real world, fool. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where I'm from, dog, I want my homies to respect me, fool. You know what I mean? I give a fuck about IG, fool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as my family respects me and my homies respect me for my hood, and even my fucking enemies gotta respect me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But as long as I got that real respect, fool, like, this shit to me is fucking absolutely. That shit don't bother me, fool. Like, whatsoever. Thank God. You know what I mean? But like, there's a disconnect.
You didn't grow up with it.
I didn't grow up with it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So they use this as a meter, fool. Yeah. A meter to see who. Like, my little son tried to But every time that fool's outside. Robs, let him in, fool. Let Robs in. Right. But anyways, bro, yeah, you know, like, this is different, dog. I think it's very confusing for a young mind, you know.
So we can wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up then. Shit.
All right. Well, that's it. 12 Notes Podcast. Got Bozo, you know.
I could talk for hours, bro.
Appreciate you.
We out this bitch, man. Appreciate you, fool.
Peace.